grade. Let's have language arts class. Today is a self-check. And so that means tomorrow is a test. And so I'm going to do a little bit of review today for your self-check, but it'll also be in preparation for your test. Before I forget, today we're not going to have a spelling quiz. I'm going to do that tomorrow, like I've done in the past. Record a video giving you your spelling words. So we're just going to be doing spelling words section 3, and we won't have like a big test covering all the sections. So we're going to eliminate that test. We're just going to have one spelling quiz on section 3, and that'll be tomorrow. Okay, so a little bit of review. First of all, let's review how to find the rhythm pattern in a poem. Most of you have been doing good on this. I checked across your quizzes. There's a few of you that don't have it quite nailed down yet. So I'm going to read the first part of this poem about the camel. There's more to it, but this is all I have on the board. The camel. The camel is a creature strange. Across the east he loves to range, and o'er the desert swiftly hies, kicking the east up in your eyes. Okay, when you're finding the rhythm pattern, it's really helpful to read the poem out loud and maybe overemphasize the rhythm so it stands out. But how do you know? How do you know which one it is? We'll give it a try with the two different ways that we've learned, steady or active. Iambic. Iambic is what replaces the term steady, right? So is it, the camel is a creature strange, or is it, the camel is a creature strange? If you struggle with this, remember, look at the two-syllable words, because two-syllable words have accent marks, and they're going to be placed into the poem so that they fit in with the rest of the rhythm. Camel, we say camel or camel. We say camel. Creature or creature. Creature. Those are some clues. The camel is a creature strange. Yeah. This is iambic pattern. Okay, some poems, they change the rhythm pattern from line to line. So just because it's like this on one line doesn't necessarily mean it's like that on another line. Let's see what the second line is like. Across the east he loves to range. Across the east he loves to range. Let's think about this two-syllable word. Across is better than across. Okay, so it looks like across the east he loves to range. Yeah, it's the same pattern. So keep those tips in mind. And now to mark to mark the meter of a line. I'm sorry, to mark the poetic feet of a line. Remember how to do that? You look for the pattern, and you put a division mark between the patterns. So an iambic rhythm pattern, you would put it after the accent mark, right? Camel is a creature strange. overs where you put a slash for a poetic foot. There are 4 poetic feet in that line. All right, good. We've talked about 2 important things there. Now let's talk about something else. Marking sentence patterns, I think, is something we should talk about. And you all are catching on to this pretty well. I'm impressed with where you're at from where you used to be, so good job. I think that the pattern that is the most trippy-uppy, one that trips you up the most, is the S-A-B-I-O-D-O. Let's talk about that one here in a bit. Remember, I don't know, do you know that in the back of your book you have a section where it has sentence patterns and you have the list of sentence patterns? If you didn't know, now you know. Look back, you can look back to that as you do your self-check. And yes, you can look back in your book for the self-check. Throughout the whole book if you need to. So, there are 6 sentence patterns, and most of them, all the sentence patterns, have a subject and a verb, and then a few of them have complements, the verb complements. A DO if it's an action verb, or an IO and a DO if it's an action verb, or if it's a linking verb, then a PN, or if it's a linking verb, maybe it will be a PA. Here is a sentence, and we're going to use this to discuss this sentence pattern a little bit. Our delivery man gave our dog a treat. So it's helpful if you remember the questions to ask for finding direct objects. When you're finding direct objects, look for the subject and the verb, and then ask who or what. So always start with finding the verb first when you are identifying sentence patterns. Look for action or being. Well, here it is, just action. What's the subject? Man. Man gave who or what? Man gave whom or what is a question you should ask. Okay, here's where it gets a little tricky. So either of these could work, right? Dog and treat. Man gave dog. Man gave treat. What did he give? What did he give? The direct object receives the action of the verb. So did he give dog? Like, was he giving the action that happened? Giving. Was he giving dog or was he giving treat? He was giving treat, right? The direct object receives the action. It's the thing that is actually being given. Dog is an indirect object. It receives a direct object. The dog receives the treat. Man gives treat, and the dog receives the treat. Does that make sense? The treat receives the action of gave, the dog receives the treat. Okay, hopefully that clears it up a little bit. But it's an action verb. Be on the lookout for direct objects. If there's a direct object, be on the lookout for indirect objects. You'll never have an indirect object if there is no direct object. Okay, another question about similes. you two examples. You tell me which of these is a simile. Carl is as tall as his dad, or Carl is as tall as a flagpole. Okay, so they both compare two things. But the one isn't considered a simile because it's not poetic language. Carl is as tall as a flagpole is what we call a simile because it's comparing Carl to a flagpole and it's using poetic language. Flagpole is a descriptive way of saying how tall Carl is. All right, I think that's all to talk about today. Spelling quiz tomorrow, like I said, and language arts test.